Are we finally going to see major corporations moving to Myrtle Beach? That's what we're going to discuss today. About 3 weeks ago, I was looking at our local news station's website, and they shared a post about FedEx getting ready to open a new distribution center here in the Myrtle Beach area. Here, check out this clip.
Those living near the 12-year-old remains of two failed amusement parks might be getting their wish, as Horry County land records show an application to build a FedEx ground commercial building was submitted on January 19th. Land records show the building would cover 250,000 square feet, valued at $12.3 million.
We did reach out to FedEx for more information. A company spokesperson just responded saying that they are planning on building a distribution center that will be operational later this year. They released a statement as well, saying in part, quote, "We continue to experience significant package volume due to e-commerce growth, and we are optimizing the capacity of our network to meet growing demand for our services. The site was chosen because of its ease of access to major highways, proximity to customers, distribution centers, and strong local community workforce for recruiting employees."
You can see it's a huge distribution that FedEx is planning to bring right here to Myrtle Beach. Then this past weekend, I was driving up to the House of Blues in North Myrtle Beach for our annual awards gala. And as we were driving up 31, my wife noticed over to the side these extremely bright lights in this huge, massive building. And she kept asking me as we drove on, "What's going there, Jeremy? What's coming to the area? What's moving in? What is this? What is this?" So the next day I had to go do a little bit of exploration and figure out what it was. And what I found was that UPS is in the process of building a brand new distribution center up in that North Myrtle Beach, right near Barefoot Landing area, that is going to be probably 2 to 3 times the size of what they currently have. These are two major corporations setting up distribution centers right here in Myrtle Beach. Why are they doing that? Well, we're going to get into that a little bit more in a few minutes. But what I want to do first is take a moment and talk about another very large southeastern city, Atlanta, Georgia. You might have recently seen a movie and at the end heard or seen this logo. Yeah. Atlanta, Georgia, a film iconic place? What? Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia recently went to the film industry and said, listen, bring all of your stuff to Atlanta. Get out of LA, the high costs and crazy expensive things that you have to do there, and come over here to the Southeast. We have amazing weather. We've got all types of terrain and things to do that you can get those same amazing shots right here in the Southeast and save a ton of money. So what has happened? Well, most all of the big name players moved a lot of their stuff from Los Angeles, California over here to Atlanta, and they have saved a ton of money. Well, the same is kind of true here in Myrtle Beach. We're seeing a lot of major corporations coming to our area, starting to set up here in South Carolina. Why? Because we have extremely affordable living. You know, I've talked about in many of my videos in the past how affordable it is to live here in Myrtle Beach, how the cost of living is much less than other parts of the country. Let's talk about for FedEx a minute, or UPS. They're running hundreds of trucks all around the area throughout the county and the state. And if they are able to move their locations to here and they're filling their trucks up and our gas is 15 cents a gallon cheaper than other parts of the country, just think about the amount of money they're going to save on just that alone. Not to mention we have extremely low property taxes. Property taxes on a building here versus other parts of the country is going to be much less. And we have a very strong workforce, as they stated in the video. People want to move here to this area because it's going to be a great place to have a job. The other thing that these major corporations are looking at is weather. You know, if we set up our big corporation stuff in the Northeast and there's a snowstorm that comes in and shuts things down for a week, that's a week of business gone, which to some of these big corps could be millions upon millions of dollars. We don't have the snowstorms down here in the Southeast. You know, in fact, a few weeks ago, we had our big storm of the year. It was probably the first time we've had snow in about 5 years. And my kids woke me up at 8:30 in the morning to, Dad, there's snow on the ground. So we quick got up, bundled up, walked outside, had a snowball fight for 30 minutes. By the time we came back inside, got ourselves cleaned up and dried off, the snow was basically all melted outside. By 11:30, you wouldn't even have known that it snowed that morning, and we were on with our day-to-day activities. That's the type of weather we experience here in Myrtle Beach. People love coming here because it's such a milder winter in comparison to other parts of the country. So that's the second reason why people are thinking about bringing their big corporations here. We have great weather as well. The third reason why people want to bring their major corporations here is that we do have a good infrastructure in place, and hopefully over the next few years it's going to get even better. There's talks about the I-73 coming into our area, and if that road comes to fruition and gets passed and is built, we are going to see a major highway right here to the beach that is going to open up the floodgates for the major corporations to move to South Carolina and to the Myrtle Beach area. What does this mean for the overall industry look and the overall just look and feel of Myrtle Beach? Well, what it means to me is that we might start to see some more industrial jobs, maybe some manufacturing jobs, and things that are going to have a higher pay rate starting to come to our area versus just having to live off of the tourism industry alone. The tourism industry has been great for our area over the last 30 years and has really done a great job of helping to make this area thrive. But for those people who have to continue to work once they move to Myrtle Beach, they need a job that still pays well. And so we need some major corporations to come here, bring those jobs to our area to help people make the move here, continue to work, make decent money, and have a great living here at the beach. So what does this mean for the future? What might be coming down the road? Who knows? We might see something like Amazon show up here. Or maybe we'll see some of the large financial industries that are right now located in places like Charlotte, North Carolina, that they need to build a larger building. Well, the Charlotte market is much more expensive than here in the Myrtle Beach area, and much cheaper than places like Raleigh or Atlanta, the other major cities in the Southeast. Could Myrtle Beach maybe become the next big city? Well, it might happen. Is it likely? Probably not, but I can always wish and hope that it does. But for those type of corporations like, say, Bank of America, if they wanted to move their home base south to Myrtle Beach, they could build a nice corporate building here for much less than trying to do it in Charlotte or any of those other larger cities. So let's keep an eye on this over the next few years. And if you're someone who works for FedEx or UPS, you might want to look to see if there's job openings in our area, because there's going to be 2 major distribution centers opening here in our area this year. And so maybe it's time to look at that relocation package and get yourself moved here to the area, because you could get a great job and live at the beach and have everything all at once. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, as always, give this a thumbs up, get that bell on, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.